Hey, welcome to SAB Chronicles, aka the COVID Chronicles. We're going to dive deep into the teachings of a few of our CEO Action Pod groups spanning from 2020 all the way to 2024. This series takes us through the fire of COVID to post-COVID, and now who really gives a care about COVID? If you listen to this series, you're going to gain inside knowledge of strategies of the past and strategies of the future. Hold on to your seats as you're about to get a PhD in business. Buckle up and let's get rolling. Hey, are you looking to scale your business from five figures to six figures or six figures to seven figures? If you are, I have the perfect thing for you. What I want you to do today is I want you to go download a book. This book is going to take you through my 3-pillar system. It's 100% free. All you have to do is go to growfast.cash. I say again, go to growfast.cash and you're going to be able to download my free international best-selling book, which is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. You can take that book. It's going to help you scale your business to the next level. Again, go download it. Be good, be brief, be gone. Growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. Enjoy. Anyway, anybody else got any thoughts on that conversation before we move on?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, shoot.
So, just to illustrate your point a little while ago about know, like, and trust, right? So, and then going back to, I'm sorry, what was her name?
Shelby.
Woman that was here. Shelby.
Yeah.
Right. So, well, let me start from the beginning. Okay. So, in my opinion, branding is synonymous with differentiation. I know that she used the term differentiate, but I mean that's the objective of branding anyway, right? To differentiate yourself. Okay. And then, like Jason, what you were saying about if you can boil it down to one page and then it becomes so what? Well, you got to make it compelling so that the customer or the lead or the potential customer is willing to look one layer below the surface. Then that's when you get into the territory of trying to be known, liked, and trusted. All right. So, by the way, is Artie on?
No.
No. Okay. Because I don't want to say too many nice things about him while he's on. So
You will get the replay.
Because I'm kind of a shithead. So and we'll revisit that in a moment. So one thing that we've been doing, as you know, Jason, the pipeline has been a little light lately, right?
Yep.
So one thing that we've done is we've gone back to our base. Okay. So I've gone all the way back time to when Artie first started the business. Started with day one. I'm still in year one. So we're scheduling visitations with our current customers to do a checkup on their system and also have a chat and ask for referrals while Artie is face to face there. Well, since I've been talking to these customers, and I'm the shithead, right? So I'm not the sales guy. All I'm doing is setting up appointments so that the likable guy can go out there and do the sales thing. Because Artie is very, very likable. Okay? I mean, he puts people at ease very quickly. And so it's become very, very apparent since I've been talking to the customers, which really wasn't my intended role, right? I was never really meant to interact with the customers so much. I was supposed to be pretty much in the background, taking care of that business. But boy, I tell you what, it's been absolutely unmistakable and completely apparent that these customers really like that guy a lot. And Artie hasn't even made the first face-to-face visit with any of them yet, mostly because he got sick. But of the roughly dozen I've spoken to so far, we've already got 4 strong leads lined up, just going back to those people because they like them, they trust them, and 3 of them want to add to their current service, and another one gave us a solid lead for a brand new customer just yesterday. You know, now this is not a major play. This is a sustainment play, right? We're still working the, you know, we're still working the coupling of the water and solar and trying to nudge our way into developers and all of that. That's happening simultaneously. But everything that we've been talking about so far tonight is absolutely happening and is being illustrated right now with our own customer base. So, you know, it's true, it works, and it's happening.
Yeah, great. That's great input. That's real input. Real time.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't get away from the fact that there is a human factor. Okay, I mean, I was in a sales organization many years ago, and they tried to say, you know, that, you know, salesmen aren't born, they're made, and this and that. Well, you know what? There is some semblance, some level of some kind of God-given talent or skill that goes into that. I don't care what you say. It's a lot like leaders in the military. Just
True.
saying.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. Nobody's. Yep. I don't succumb to the born leader thing. Not really. That's for sure.
No, leaders are developed, but you got to bring a certain set of skills to the table.
Sure.
To be developed.
Right.
There are people out there that are completely void of those skills.
Oh, that's true.
And
those are called snowflakes.
Boom. If I had a mic, I'd drop it.
There you go. Well, yeah. Well, thanks for that input, because that's like something you can draw off of that's happening today, right? So.
Yep.
Real life input from today, not theory. So. Yes.
But is Dave on, by the way?
Yeah, careful with that Dasani there, Ed. That's some hard water there.
Thanks. I just picked that up at the commissary for my long ride home. I'll toss it out the window. That guy might not like it, but but I appreciate that input, Dave. Thanks. I'll filter this.
And the water guy speaks. As Ed poisons himself.
Hey, I know one thing from my wife who could probably work for you, Dave. Fiji water has the highest level of arsenic of all bottled waters. My wife told me that.
I was unaware of the arsenic. I know that the TDS is crazy high, but and we're not even getting into the fact that it's in a plastic bottle. That's a whole other conversation.
I eat plastic. When I'm done with this water, I'm going to eat the bottle.
Okay, I am admittedly a glutton, but I have to know. I know none of them live up to your water treatment system, David, but what's the best bottled water out there?
You know, I would say when it comes to the bottle, I mean, if I'm on vacation and well, at least what I share with customers, but Voss is in a glass bottle. So that's going to take the cake. When it comes to something that's not, you know, $4 or $5 a bottle, what was that over there, Will? What do you got over there? Oh, Gatorade. All right.
Water in a Gatorade bottle.
Right. When it comes to the testing that we do, the one of the only issues with Aquafina is a lot of times the pH can be acidic. But not always. It really depends on when it's bottled and how long it's been sitting in the bottle. But as far as cleanliness, I would say Aquafina is one of the best everywhere bottled waters.
And that's $1 million tip right there. Thank you, sir.
Good to know. Everybody send him a $20 bill for saving your life. Cool. Well, hey, does anybody else have any input on that part before we close out and move into the next?
I'd like to say one thing about solar packages. You know, not unlike a number of our industries, it's one of those things where you're you know a little, and most of what you know is you don't know how to do it, how to make it work, I'm in the South. I don't need I would like to have free air conditioning, but if there was a solar package, I mean, pre-box, ready to go, that would cover the majority of pool pumps, you know, in the summer, you got your pool, you got everything going. It adds to your electric bill another $100 or so a month. You've got a package that makes that all go away. It's boxed, it's ready to go. You just order it. You pump it out.
How big is your pool?
What?
$100 a month for your pool pump? How big is your pool? Holy moly!
What is it? A freaking Olympic-sized pool?
Jeez Louise!
No, about 21,000 gallons. I don't know. You know, nothing huge.
You're running that pump like 60 hours a day, or
eight hours a day.
Where do you live?
I run mine about 8 hours a day, and mine's about 19,000 gallons.
Hey, Will, number one, do you have a variable speed pump?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Ouch. Okay. So where do you live, David?
Well,
I'm in Eastern North Carolina. He's in Savannah, Georgia.
I get all my power from SkyMall. So I get all my electricity from SkyMall. So
yeah, California. I live in California, so nobody complained about their electric bill. Yes, I have solar, so it's lifesaver.
And I've heard the same thing from people that want to run their jacuzzis throughout the winter, doing other things, and they're like to heat it and run it and power it and everything. They say it can be upwards of $100 for them. I'm just like quick, quick and not dirty, actually very clean, very polished. Put this up because you only need it during the, if I just do it the 8 hours during the prime, sun time of the day and it's going, I'd buy that all day long.
So you're saying a solar kit in the box, huh? That you just wheel it out, pop it up, you're done. Like one of those pop-up campers.
Yeah, it says, hey, take your pool off the grid. I mean, that's it.
Well, we've probably kind of pigeonholed the conversation here just slightly, but in all honesty, I mean, it is a conversation that I was going to be having with Artie and Ed, regards to a fifth wheel camper that I'm going to be purchasing, and a portable solar panel that we could utilize for that. And it would probably be a very similar thing if you're talking, pool or jacuzzi, something that, you can pop up in the yard on a little mount and it can power just, something like that.
So what did I want to call it? Power box or something like that. Just like you're talking about, that is something that we're developing, that we're looking into, for the like the camping market or the prepper market, or the austere RV market, that type of thing.
Yeah, I camp in my house almost every night. I want the off-grid pool pump.
Yeah, hey, Ed.
So yeah. This
is Joel. So count me in that project from an equity perspective. Sure. I'm down for that. That's a winner. I like that one.
I'll relay that to Artie. So
I'll take a piece of the equity too. That's okay.
Yes. So Artie used a really smart solar calculations guy, but I'm the electrician in the company. And I would tell you, a dedicated system for an AC motor, that a motor of the size that drives a pool pump, that's going to be a little tricky to get after. I'm not saying it's impossible, but from an engineering perspective, because of the amps that an electric motor draws. Now, if you consider changing your pool pump motor over to a DC motor, that there might be some feasibility there. I don't know. There's a lot of math involved. Artie's definitely better at math than I am, even though I got the electrical license. But we'll look at it. We'll see how it goes. Because I mean, the biggest thing is, the biggest draw on an electric motor is its startup amps. When you're first starting the motor, and of course a pool motor, you probably have it stopping and starting throughout the day, especially if you have it on a timer. So
yeah, but imagine
there's a lot of engineering.
Imagine this is supplementary, right? For those, yeah, and I know a motor is going to take a lot of amperage to start and stop, but if you do it as a supplemental, then I mean, you might have some viability there.
Yeah, I mean, really, now, Joel, what you're talking about is really setting up the array in the conventional manner and interconnecting it into your residential service, and taking the net metering credits.
Yeah,
thereby
enough,
offsetting the consumption. So instead of a standalone one-to-one connection between the energy that the panel produces and the energy that the motor consumes, you're offsetting it as part of your internal service.
Yeah, we're taking the conversation totally different direction, but I'd actually like to talk about that offline. So
yeah, I'll let Artie know, and we can get a conversation going on.
All right, perfect
stuff. I know jack or shit about solar, so I have no comment.
Well, it's actually about the electrical, right? And once you invert it and treat it and put it into a house, whatever. So it's about supplementing it. So interesting conversation.
The technical pieces of that are pretty technical when it comes to, hours of usage. And I mean, Artie's got this stuff down to a science in Massachusetts. He's got it down to a science so much where you actually make money having solar, which is
dude, it's not technical. You put a solar panel on front, solar panel on back, walk around for a day, you got it covered. It's all good.
With a sign flipping that says reliable solar solutions.
Yeah, you get paid for, I like it. You get paid for solar, right? Okay, never mind.
A lot of physics and engineering, also known as the cure to insomnia.
Yeah, right. All right. So anybody else to close out all that previous conversation? No.
Nope.
All right, cool.
That was all
I
Will's
got one
fault.
question. I got a question for Will. Hey, before I forget or we lose it, anything come out of Tunnel to Towers?
I have not gotten an email back from him.
Oh, okay.
If you want to reach out and try to warm that up a little bit. I know you saw the email. I assume he saw it, maybe.
Yeah, I can go back in time and nudge him a little.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, hey, getting started. So let's talk about, struggles and wins, and then how we can help each other in the group with what we have. There's been some really, really kick-ass partnerships that have happened from this group in the last probably 90 days. So that's something we want to continue. And continue those things on because of, the people that are in the group. That's a great group for that. So let's go through that. I'll let you start, Ed, since your mug happens to be on the radar right now.
So struggles and challenges, you said?
Sure. A couple struggles, challenges you have, and then some wins.
Okay. Well, I already talked about the wins.
Yeah.
Okay. And those are, those are the near-term sustainment type efforts. Breaking through the gatekeepers for these developers. I've made an inroad into one, and it's at a standstill with a project manager where I'm trying to pitch for Dave and us the packaging of the solar and the water purification, and this is a regional level developer, but it's a large company, but it's not national like D.R. Horton. It's more regional, like the Carolinas. And so yeah, that was at a standstill. So if anybody knows anybody inside the company called 𝐓𝐇𝐈𝐒 that can that would be really. Apart from that, I'm still trying to chip away at that. And then I was supposed to have lunch yesterday with a guy, a contractor. That didn't materialize. I'm going to hit him up again. We had a chat earlier in the week, or was it? Yeah, it was last week about this. And he knows he works with a lot of builders. Now, of course, builders are not who we want to approach. In this scenario, builders, I'm trying to work that angle to go up right now with that major play. So I'm open to suggestions or comments or.
Looking to grow your business beyond 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures plus? What I want you to do is go download this book. The title is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. It will help you grow your business past 5, 6, and 7 figure. Go download the book today, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and download the book for absolutely free. So I guess what I would, if anybody has any ins in that construction industry, now would be the time to help Artie and crew out, right? So if you have some ins into construction or, development, whatever, it doesn't matter what it is, to be able to help them really, because once you break the ceiling with 1 or 2 of these, then there's some traction there, because then they can leverage that.
Yeah.
So
yes.
So once we break through that, it's always the freaking breakthrough, right? So
yeah.
Every good business had to do a breakthrough to get where they are, right? So once you make that breakthrough, then life becomes a lot freaking easier. So once that happens, so I would, if anybody has any angles into that, let's communicate that across. So in the Wolfpack group, so they can utilize that stuff for sure. And I'll speak from Artie's standpoint of, the whole marketing, advertising, all that kind of stuff, right? We've done just loads and loads of research into all that. And it really seems like a very difficult marketing and advertising world into that particular space.
Yeah.
And, to go out and drop 50, 60 grand into advertising just doesn't seem to be the right avenue. So
right.
It's the same with David's company. It's the same damn thing over there, right? So we've kind of learned that those parallel industries like that are very similar to being very finicky to the traditional marketing and advertising world. So it's how do we crack that code, right? Because if you could crack that code on that side of it for these types of industries, it's unstoppable, totally. So that's something to really think about as agencies on here, is how the hell do we crack that code? And
from the perspective of the crunchy tree huggers, if you will, I mean,
Crunchy.
That's Jason's
tree
term.
huggers.
He's only used it a few times. But I mean, personal introductions is going to be the number one way to go in order to get somebody to allow us to bend their ear for 30 seconds to 5 minutes. Because I really think when that personal introduction happens, that, I mean, I'm gonna humble myself in knowing the fact that Artie's gonna be the guy, and Artie's gonna be the main push, because that's the bigger value add. There's no doubt about it. Now, how we differentiate ourselves from Bob Smith's solar company and everybody else's solar company is the clean water as well. As pretty much hey, we're going to give you the clean water for free, and that's really how we've chosen to frame it. But to be able to get to the people at the developer level that this is going to make sense to, at this point, it needs to be a personal introduction. Now there's a lot of routes and avenues that we're going to beat down, and we're going to continue to try and get to that person and have that conversation. But like Ed said, like Jason said, if anybody has an avenue to a personal introduction with a developer or somebody within the city that may be interested in getting a developer on board with clean water, clean energy, renewable energy, with all the money that's in that space, that would definitely be huge, without a doubt.
Yep. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, and even the market seems, the economic environment is better up north where Artie's at, but the actual physical opportunity isn't there so much because it's so dense up there. It's so damn built out. Down here in the south, they're building, like, I could probably pull my phone off of the little holder there at some point and show you around, the amount of land being cleared to build big development. Golf courses are turning into subdivisions left and right down here. I mean, I kind of feel for the golf industry because it's going.
Put your hands on the wheel.
I'm stuck in traffic. But down here, there's tracts of homes going up all over the freaking place. And we just need one in into one of those things to really, make a big mark.
And that's it. All it takes is one, just one.
Yeah.
That's the difference here. Is it just takes one. Where a lot of businesses run on these, big consumer-based models, this takes one, just one. That's it.
Right.
Because once it's successful, that one is going to talk to the next, and that's going to create the next deal. Because you can guarantee they're going to want to bring that to the table and cut a deal, right? Because that's just how the world turns. So, here's my referral, by the way, which is, D.H. Horton. How are you going to cut me in on this deal? Right. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how the world turns, though. So, but it only takes one. That's it. So if we can just get the one to start, right? Sure, there's all the outlying things, right? You know, contractors but then we still deal with or plumbers and electricians and all these different types of companies, right? But we still get to the same end road on those. How do we motivate them to make sure they talk about solar and water when they're in a house?
Mm-hmm.
That's always going to be a problem. Why? Because they're not there for that reason. So how do they import that into that conversation where that can be a tough one, right? Because hell, they're just trying to keep their own business running, let alone trying to refer somebody else. So,
well, we're working that angle too.
yeah. Oh, I know. And it's a good angle, but it's an angle that's, you know, there's only going to be a small percentage of success with it because you've constantly got to be on their radar all the time because they're just going to forget about you next week.
And I'm working that piece of it.
Yeah.
I'm working the piece. Yeah, we got for everybody else's understanding. We're working a small local network of referral partners.
Yeah.
So we've got essentially one of everything, you know, more or less. We got a real estate agent. We got a plumber. We got two electricians. We have a builder and a couple other nitnoid things, you know. But I'm the one that's keeping the flame alive.
Right.
You know, and the real attraction is that the referral fee is, you know, it's a decent fee depending on the size of the job. You know, it could be $500 or more. You know, so for a small, you know, plumber with one helper, he made one referral that turns into a job. He gets $500, $600, $700 in his pocket. You know, so that's a thing. You know, put together with everything else. Again, it's the small, you know, sustainment, the immediate sustainment stuff, while we're trying to still pursue the larger pieces.
Okay. Yep, for sure. Well, good. Well, hey, let's just segue that into you, David, with where you are. Thanks, Ed.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
So I suppose I'll start off with a win, which I think I messaged you about this a week or so ago, Jason. But we finally put signatures on a 5-year contract that is dated 12/1/2020. 12/1/2020. Just put signatures on it about a week and a half ago. Which it definitely feels good to just have that behind me, filed in a cabinet, done. I mean, to be locked in for 5 years as an exclusive service provider with the manufacturers is definitely huge. Another win, which we'll go into more detail when we talk whatever day or week it is coming up here, Jason. But we had probably about a 2-hour hash out with the owner of the manufacturer, and we solved all kinds of problems that we didn't even know that we had. It was just this brainstorming, massive diarrhea, just awesomeness session that just kind of happened. Like at the end of it, we were like, what else can we fix? Like, we don't want to hang up the phone because things are going so well. This is awesome. What else can we solve here? But definitely foreseeing some issues coming up with the distributor model that we have in place. And that's another piece that I love so much about working with her is that she sees something she wants or hears an idea that she likes, and it's let's implement it now. Like, yep, awesome, run, roll, let's go. So those are definitely a couple of wins that have happened here since we spoke last. As far as struggles, I mean, again, nothing major. Again, the broken record there. Always looking for new lead sources, which I've had a conversation with Robert. Ways to continue to push data that we consider quote unquote dead, which I'm going to be diving further into with Joel and his not CRM. I have no doubt. Other than that, it's really kind of been, I definitely wanted to have the ask that we already kind of had in conjunction with Ed and Artie. The only other ask that I will be having in the near future is that of our veterans in the group. And, it's always kind of been on my head of the water around military installations is not good. And that's a pretty well-known fact with the chemicals, the extinguishers, the jet fuel, everything else that's going into the ground. But before I really start to bark up that tree as far as government contracts are concerned, there's a couple of things that we do have to, get accomplished with the equipment, which we are actively working on some pretty intense certifications. I mean, every piece of the equipment is, NSF certified, but we're working on getting the system as a whole NSF certified, as well as certifications as far as removal of certain things, which, I mean, it does, but getting those stamps, getting those seals, getting those certifications are things that I want to have in place before we start barking up the tree of government contracts, which is definitely something that I want to embark upon here in the near future.
Hey, David, is FEMA tied into those same government contracts? It seems like there'd be a big need if you get certified in that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if FEMA could be enacted with water that's being served on government installations.
FEMA would be an enormous consumer of government contracts. They would be a huge letter of contracts. Absolutely. Right. Yes.
And especially water services in emergency situations. That's one of the primary go-to, gotta have it services that they would need, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's called Aaron Brockovich.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not funny.
There's tons of possibility there, because you don't just have like active duty installations. You have, a National Guard unit right down the street from you. You have, Army Reserve, center that's, half a block away from where you live, whatever. So you got state and federal there. There's lots of opportunity for the government contracting side, but what I will tell you, have walked that road many times, it's not easy. Nope. And it's a couple years flash to bang.
Without a doubt. I'm very aware of, well, I shouldn't say very aware. I'm familiar with the line that you need to stand in. In order for something like that, but I'm definitely willing to, because I mean I've got the short game. The short game is here, right? And so if I can play the long game concurrently with that, I mean, hell, just, across the street from me here, Camp Lejeune with all its, I mean, everything here in Eastern North Carolina. I mean, hell, if they say, yeah, go put a system in every single family house that's on base,
Right.
let's retire. Right.
Yep, for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's not like that's a far off thing. It's not.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of so
Laying the groundwork. Yeah.
well laying the groundwork, and they like to the one thing the government likes to see is past performance, right? So in government contracting itself, so it's like, do you have unless you're a veteran, right? So I mean, if you want to relinquish your company over to me, I can gladly take it forward and not do a non-compete for you.
Sure, we'll just tack my royalty on there and take it wherever you want to go.
There you go. So, but I mean, it's really about the past performance. They look at that, but that doesn't mean you can't use non-governmental past performance to show that. Okay. Because you can do that. It's just you've got to be able to wrap all that up into a nice bow, and because it only takes the right ear, and get to know and love called the FAR, F-A, I think it's F-A-R, and that's the government basically regulation around government contracting. So go ahead and read that. You will make it to page 4, I promise.
Sam, I mean, you know Sam, right? Their online market or whatever. Getting approved for Sam is a whole nother thing. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of hoops you have to jump through.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of garbage with it, but the whole point is that's why you hired somebody that's a contracting lawyer to do all that crap for you, because you'll never get there unless you do. You'll just get buried in paperwork.
Right.
But if you do it, it's well worth it.
Yeah, but you just have to do the right things to get through it. Bring the right people on board to get through it, and it's going to cost you a considerable amount of money, but they're going to send you 5,000 pages of shit to fill out, and you're not going to do that yourself. So,
right.
Because you ain't going to understand a damn piece of it. Been there, done that. So, but yeah, it's a great avenue to go. And like you said, it's a good long-term play, but there's state too. So you don't always, you could use state as a means to use
a springboard.
Right.
Sure.
Like a springboard. So
sure.
Way less entry point into that. For sure. So
that's right.
That's where I would start, probably. Would be state first, while putting the applications and all that in for a federal.
Sure.
Because you're going to have to register as get your cage codes, all this crap that you have to have for your company, and blah, blah, blah. So there's all those little nuances to it, but which you may or may not have to have all that for state. I don't know about the state stuff. So anyway, anything else, David?
I do not believe so, sir.
All right, cool. There's tons of opportunity for this partnership that you and Ed and already have. It's just need the one, just one. So
the one will leverage to 20 easy.
Oh, totally, completely. So I would challenge those of the group to, how do we help them get the one, right? Just the one. And then I have no doubt that that would benefit you in a pretty big way. So So I think as a collective group, we should be able to, somebody has a contact to a contact to a contact, right? That should be able to just think about it. That's all I'm saying. Give it some thought. Don't just hang up and go brain dump it, right? That happens a lot. So think about it. And if there's a way to do that, there's a way for everybody to win. So let's do that for sure. Cool. Hey, we all want to scale our business. Hey, I have the answer for you today to help you do that. If you're looking to scale from 5, 6, even 7 figures and beyond, book called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. I'm going to give it to you for free. All you have to do is type in growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and you can download the book for absolutely free. I hope the book helps you this year. Take your business to the next level. Again, go grab the book, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. I wish you the best and grow, scale, and win. Thank you for tuning in to the SAB Chronicles, otherwise known as the COVID Chronicles. Hey, we hope you took a lot of great little golden nuggets from this episode. Follow us on social media. Follow us everywhere you can follow us for updates on all of our different series of podcasts, to include this one right here. We hope to see you back as soon as possible. And remember, always, you should always want to grow, scale, and win. We'll see you on the next episode.
There it is. Magnum. Holy moly.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
Dear God, it's beautiful.